Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Let me just make sure the audio is good. But yeah, we're ready for CPI in 3 minutes. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Just give me 1 second. Let me just check the audio is good, and then we should be good to go. Today, I'm not really going to be taking any trades. We're just going to be sitting here for like 20 minutes, half an hour, seeing what CPI does, seeing if there is any trading opportunities. I think there's a few people in the premium Discord, or in the premium chats of the Discord, basically discussing a massive sell position, taking out all the sell side liquidity we've been building up over the past few days, or pretty much this entire week, this month so far, really. Let me just check the audio. Seeing what CPI does. Yeah, we are good to go. But yeah, quickly before we start, just like the stream if you're new here. Like the stream, really does help me out. Subscribe. Free Discord is in the first link in the description, where I post my market outlooks every single day. You know where to go for that. But yeah, there's the free Discord, there's the WAP, obviously all that good stuff. But yeah, what's good, Mark? Good evening, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning. 2 minutes to go for CPI, and then yeah, let's see what happens. So very, very, very quickly, I'm just going to run through my analysis on GJ, what's been going on here. I keep forgetting to buy the thing again. I think I changed my card and it's got this. This has got my old card details on. Just enough yapping. We need to do this very quickly. So on the 4 hour time frame, we've got accumulation manipulation, and I wanted to take out this liquidity and this liquidity before we have our distribution move. Now, what we could do is, if CPI pushes up, we could take a sell off the back of it, risking 0.5%. That would be slightly risky. I don't know if I want to risk that. I might do it with 0.25% just to have a few fun and games. But yeah, so what we could do is we could put a limit order here, but basically we're looking at a distribution to the downside, taking out all this liquidity down here, as always, and we've got a minute to go for CPI. I don't think it's worth putting that limit order on, but we'll see how it goes. I've got a 25%, not 25%, 0.25% risk order ready to go. Just ready to click sell and stuff. See what happens. If it looks good, maybe a CPI trade. We could take a CPI trade if this aligns. If price goes and takes this liquidity and the CPI is bearish, then we could take a nice sell position. Well, it'll only be 0.25%, and my stop loss will be up here. 197,979, right? 15 seconds. Price is going absolutely mental, right? Let's see. There we are. There we go. So it's messing around a little bit here. Still says pending. So it's good, which isn't really good for us. So we can't really take that trade. It doesn't align with our bias, so we can leave that there. We're not going to be taking any trades, but it does seem to be melting down. Oh. Let's see what's going on then. Unemployment claims is bad. And it does seem to be melting down. As I said, I wanted to see this liquidity being taken before we took this sell. It doesn't fit my plan. Is anyone catching this? Is anyone in the sell position off of this, or is anyone already in a sell? No. Pretty anticlimactic. Not really what I wanted to see. Not really the biggest moves either. Bit indecisive there. Got a clear AMD cycle right here as well in the distribution. See if we find a direction in the next few minutes. It does. It is good. Good for currencies, not America really, but CPI year on year is 2.4. The forecast was 2.3, which is good for currencies. So I'm not too sure why it's going down. But yeah, let's see if we find a strong direction. You know, we want to see a nicer move to have some direction, like a proper push down. This cycle, obviously, I think if we go to the 1 hour. So I think I was taking my trade around about here. This is the trade I lost. My entry was around about here. And my take profit was like, I think it was down here. Not really much to do then now, is there? Yeah, that's like, you know, pretty much it. But yeah, you know, the setup still stands. The way this would become invalidated is if we take out this liquidity over here. If we then come to the other side of the accumulation range on the 4 hour time frame, this whole move becomes invalidated. That whole trade becomes invalidated. But until then, we can still look for the position. What am I looking for? The same thing. Come up here, take out this liquidity with a bullish engulfing. Doji, bearish engulfing. That's our evening star candlestick pattern. Then we can look at taking a sell position there. The setup still stands. It only becomes invalidated once we take out the other side of accumulation range, because then obviously distribution has done its job. But the setup still stands clean. But yeah, seems to be floating a little bit. Obviously, we did push down off of this, but we seem to be floating around a little bit. Yeah, you see. Quite indecisive, that. I really want to find a direction. But yeah, you know, I'm still the same. Just waiting for this setup to occur. I can write the week off. Unless we see some great setup somewhere, I can write the week off. I'm pretty happy to write the week off after yesterday, and obviously with the big news coming up. But you know, this is the setup. We still want to see the same thing coming up, taking out this liquidity, then a doji candle. Just ask the question. You don't have to say you have a question. Just ask it. But yeah, you know, this is all I'm waiting to see. But yeah, you know, like, we just gotta wait. Afternoon, you alright? GBP moves in both sessions, actually. So Fucking hell. Yeah, it's a bit of a ball ache, innit, this price action. Even CPI, like, isn't as big as it should be. But yeah, I trade GJ in the New York session because GJ is active through both sessions. GJ is actually the biggest pair in terms of pip range. On average, GJ moves 250 pips a session. Now, this isn't 250 pips up, 250 pips down. It just means, like, the range is 250 pips. Like, the total movement, is 250 pips. So, like, see how this is up, like, what? Let's see. This is up, like, 100 pips or something. And then this is down 100 pips. That would be 200 pip movement. And GJ moves the most out of all pairs. So, there's that. The fact that it's, slightly more volatile. It moves more. Then there's also the fact that GBP also does move in New York. It doesn't just not move in London. Because London session, it crosses over with New York, doesn't it? So, So that's why I trade New York. I did trade London session. But, you got to adjust it sometimes. Because sometimes AMD can, like, especially on the higher time frames, sometimes it can have, like, a little hiccup. And then it can delay it. And what was going on is I used to trade London session for free, obviously, and then whatever. I used to trade London session, the same thing, 7 o'clock in the morning. First of all, being up that early just wasn't what I wanted to do. But also, I noticed that basically we would come out of the accumulation range during London. So then I just figured that the best time to look for distribution is around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 2 o'clock onwards. That's why I decided to go live. Like, I haven't actually found it. I might start going live at 1:30, a little bit earlier. But, that's why I trade New York. And it's also, like, I don't necessarily just trade New York. Like, I'm up. Like, my strategy isn't the 5-minute or 1-minute demon strategy where I'm just sitting there, like, looking for every single setup and taking every single setup. My strategy is quite slow. Like, 1 hour, 30-minute, 15-minute time frame movements. We wait for some stuff to be took externally. And the high time frame for value gap. So I'm not sitting there all day taking trades. So I can afford to basically, like, when I'm working, when I'm doing my thing, I can basically just have the charts on in the background and just, glimpse at them every hour, every half hour, something like that. So basically I'm trading almost all day, if that makes sense. Like, I've always got my charts there. So I don't necessarily just trade New York. I'm live in New York session because that's, the best time for everyone. I figured most people are asleep in America at 7 a.m. and also in England. 2:30 is a nice time to be live. I might move it to 1:30 though, but you mean no? I trade GBP JPY because AMD performs the best on it, and I trade New York session because the GBP is still active in New York session. These fucking ads, man. I need to get rid of them again. I don't know. I think I changed my card. Or like, lost one of them and froze one of them. Had to get another one. I think it probably was linked to this one. I didn't even realise that was ages ago. But that's a ball ache. Really indecisive, this, isn't it? Really indecisive. But that's it for the rest of the day. Like, there's no other pieces of news. Tomorrow we have PPI, which is the same routine. I'll probably go live tomorrow at the same time for PPI. Just, so we can watch it. Dan, where's your take profit, by the way? Like, are you taking profits here? Or is it like down here or here? There's a lot of sell side liquidity here. I'm going to get rid of this box here. That's supposed to be yellow, but I thought it'd just be more of an eyesore if it was, so I've kept it grey. That's the external accumulation on the daily time frame. Oh, what's going on here? For fuck's sake. I thought you don't trade London session because of the manipulation. How I use it. Sorry, I don't really understand what you mean. I trade all day. And I wait for this setup. It's not really else to do it. Like, well, I don't trade all day. I've got my charts open almost all day when I'm here. And I just look for this setup. So it's not like I trade London and trade New York. I trade both. I look for the same setup in both sessions. Yeah. 193. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Take profit placement. Yeah. Oh my days. Oh my days. I remember why I fucking bought that now. I need to get that sorted. I'm gonna sort that straight after the stream. Where did you get in as well? Is it like, is 193 good for you, or is it just a bit like a small TP? You must have got in around about here, mustn't you, I think? Because, you know, if you're getting in around about here and your take profit's here and your stop loss is all the way up here, it then like begs the question, is it even worth holding down to here? Like, you might as well just take it break even. Like, if this is similar to what your position would look like if you were to close it right here, 0.5R, is there even a point? Oh my days, so indecisive. I just wanted to pick a direction. That's the 15 closed. But it's lagging. The data's lagging. It's delayed streaming. My entry model is, so we wait for an accumulation. Then we look for a manipulation. So when we are accumulating, we identify higher time frame fair value gaps relative to the time frame that you're on. So on the 4 hour, we'd look for daily or even just 4 hour time frames, fair value gaps, like this one right here. And there was also one here as well. Now, once we've got those, like the areas for price to manipulate into out the way, once we've figured out where the fair value gaps are, we wait for price to manipulate into it, and then we look for a candlestick pattern on the same time frame. So if we're on the 4 hour time frame and we look for a 4 hour manipulation into this fair value gap, we'd look for a candlestick pattern which aligns with the trade idea. Not only that, but we look for context in liquidity. So what I'd want to see is, let's say we're looking for sells, we want to take out buy side. If we're looking for buys, we'd want to take out sell side. So like this, look. So we wait for an accumulation. Then once we see this accumulation, we look for fair value gaps on either side. Let's say there's one up here and one down here. Then what you can do is wait for price to manipulate into one of them. So let's say we manipulate into this one. Then we look for a candlestick pattern, which indicates the reversal. But also, we would look to be taking out external liquidity. So let's say that this is what price looks like, yeah? Just hypothetically, this is what price looks like. So we've come down, created fair value gaps here. There's a fair value gap like all the way over to the left-hand side from like a few weeks ago, whatever. We make a low here, yeah? Then we accumulate, then we manipulate into this fair value gap, taking out this low. Which is taking out the sell side liquidity. So we would expect a retracement, which is bullish. So we got a bullish confluence number one by taking out this liquidity over here. Bullish confluence number two in respecting this fair value gap. Bullish confluence number three in forming the fair value gap and forming the candlestick pattern. And then I guess you could call it bullish confluence number four, manipulating to the downside. Now you'd also pair this with a bias. So if the higher time frames was saying we're going to continue down, like for us, we're looking for sells because the monthly, we're in a monthly fair value gap. Plus, there's a bunch of fundamental stuff. So you'd have a bias to pair this with. So once you got a bias, wait for this to happen. Let's say the bias is bullish. We would take a buy position right here, and this would be the distribution move of AMD. And we can target multiple areas. We can have a full TP. We can target the swing. So let's say price decided to do this. See how this is the swing high. We could target the swing high ultimately, looking to manage at this fair value gap here, looking to manage at this liquidity right here as well. And that's my entry model. So, hope that explains it. Now, obviously, there are little bits and pieces where you can take and add, and, there's obviously intuition comes into play, but if you're looking for the simple definition of what my entry model is, that is as simple as it gets. £66 in the red, down from about 150 last night in my TP. I mean, like, what was your entry point? Like, what price did you enter at? Like, where's just, like, what's your risk to reward ratio here? Like, because, if you're going to be making, like, 0.2%, 0.3% off price coming down to here, you might as well just get out at break even. It then becomes a question of, is it even worth the risk of holding it? Or what you could do is you could close half of your trade at break even and then try and get a little bit of profit at least. But it becomes slightly risky then, especially now that the trade's been out for so long. Like, you've been holding the trade for so long. If you're near break even now, you could look at closing it or closing some of it there. This is such a ball, like, it's literally not even doing anything. This is mental. Hopefully next week we could actually get like some form of move. Look at this, right? Just look at this. This is what on my days ads. Monday 9 o'clock, consolidation. Tuesday, consolidation. Wednesday, consolidation. Then we had a nice move up throughout Wednesday because we had a bit of red folder news that day. Thursday, today, we've actually been moving down. We had an AMD cycle as well because red folder news. But it's still a little bit messy, you know what I mean? We've been consolidating the majority of the week. I got in about 195. $195. Or 194. Oh, I didn't even realise. I had an order on for gold. Oh, fudge. It's paid off though. Alright then. That was a bit stupid, but currently just under 1% up on gold. I think an order got activated. I think this is yeah. External AMD. I completely forgot about that. Should I just close? I might as well just close it, my eye. I don't know. Well, CPI must have activated it, and now I'm £400 up. That was fucking stupid. I think I'm just going to close the majority of this here. I'm going to close so that if I'm going to close enough so that if I lose the trade, where's the stop loss? If it loses the trade, I won't have actually lost anything. That was stupid. I should have fucking forgot to cancel the order. I got about one of. Oh, you don't understand. If you don't understand, just go and check out the free course. You should learn then. It will probably teach you. The free course is in the free Discord server. If you want to understand, go and check that out. But in short, if you want me to just tell you the answer, it's fair value gaps or support and resistance levels. That's pretty much it. If you know how to use support and resistance, you'll understand why it's still there. But also, there's inverted fair value gaps and stuff. As I said, like I then have to go down a rabbit hole to explain everything to you. So the easiest thing I can tell you to do is just go and check out the free course. It's in the free Discord. There's a video on fair value gaps in there. If you just want to learn the fair value gaps, whatever, that's fine. But it saves me having to go down the massive rabbit hole of why it's there and stuff like that. And also, if you have any other questions, once you've checked out the video, you can just fire me a question on the Discord and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, there's not really much to do here. Like, it doesn't seem to be picking much of a direction. Obviously, it looks bearish. You're looking for buys. Alright. You do you. Could go up to here. Like, I do think we could come take out this liquidity if you want to catch that move, to be fair. But, you know, buys, yeah, a little bit iffy. Honestly, guys, I don't think there's much else to do. Like, you know, I'm waiting for this setup. Like, this is what I'm looking for. If price does that, then I will get into the trade probably, depending on how clean the candlesticks are looking. And then obviously, you know, see how that goes. But yeah, like, there's not really much else to discuss. Like, there's no point sitting here. So yeah, as always, guys, this was just a pretty shit stream. Not gonna lie, it's CPI. Not really much to discuss, but yeah, if you just like the stream, helps us out. You know, subscribe. You know, check out the free Discord. Check out the free course, which is inside the free Discord. I also do daily market outlooks for free inside the free Discord server. So if you want to check those out, free Discord, first link in the description. But yeah, it's been pretty shit week today, guys. Pretty shit week today. Pretty shit week this week, guys. I can't lie. You know, just one of those weeks, I guess. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I probably will be live at the same time due to the PPI. Just see how that goes. So keep an eye out. 1:30 tomorrow, 1:25 tomorrow. That's when I'm going to be going live. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes. Just ask these questions in the Discord server, and I'll get back to you. All right. That's pretty much it.